Technical Education Quality Improvement Program is coming to an end in March, leaving more than 1,000 assistant professors out of a job and some rural colleges bereft of half their faculty. The center is preparing its own merit project with some similar objectives to improve technical education, but that may be too late for the faculty employed under the current project. In the year 2000, the Ministry of Human Resources and Development launched the TechUp scheme. The project commenced with the World Bank assistance. The program aims to overhaul the quality of technical education in the low-income states and special category states in India. The accreditation of the courses through NBA, governance reforms, improving processes, digital initiatives, securing autonomy of colleges, student-based, improving quality of teaching, teacher training, equipping the classrooms, revision of syllabus, industry interaction, compulsory internships for students, training the students in industry-relevant skills, preparing them from GATE exam, and so on. 28th February is celebrated as National Science Day in India. National Science Day is celebrated to commemorate the discovery of Raman effect, which led to Sir C.V. Raman winning the Nobel Prize. The first National Science Day was celebrated on 28th February 1987. Raman effect Nobel Prize gelichendo. So, future of STI, impacts on education. The theme of this year, National Science Day is future of STI, impacts on education, skills and impact on education, skills and work, and a phenomenon in what is Raman effect? It is a phenomenon in spectroscopy discovered by the eminent physicist Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman in 1928. Raman effect is a change in the wavelength of light that occurs when a light beam is deflected by molecules. When a beam of light traverses a dust-free transparent sample of a chemical compound, a small fraction of the light dust-free transparent sample of a chemical compound, a small fraction of light emerges in directions other than that of the incident incoming beam. Most of this scattered light is of unchanged wavelength. A small part of, however, has wavelengths different from that of the incident light. Its presence is a result of the Raman effect. What are spectrum auctions? The government has received a bid worth nearly 77,000 crores on the first day of the auction for telecom airwaves, exceeding its own prepaid with estimate of about 45,000 crore. Airwaves worth 3.92 lakh have been put for sale across 700 MHz, 800 MHz and 900 MHz, 1800 MHz and 2100 MHz and 2300 MHz, 2500 MHz frequency spectrum. What are spectrum auctions? See, devices such as cell phones and wireline telephones require signal. See, devices such as cell phones and wireline telephones require signals to connect from one end to another. These signals are carried on the airwaves, which must be sent at designated frequencies to avoid any kind of interference. Union government owns all the publicly available assets within the geographical boundaries of the country, which also include the airwaves. To sell these assets to companies willing to set up the required infrastructure to transport these waves from one end to another, the central government, through the Department of Telecommunications, auctions these airwaves from time to time. These airwaves are called spectrum, which is subdivided into bands. These airwaves are called spectrum, which is subdivided into bands which have varying frequencies. All these airwaves are sold for a certain period of time, after which their validity elapses, which is generally set at 20 years. Artificial photosynthesis to provide solutions for carbon capture and conversion. Researchers from Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Science Research, JNCASR, Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Science Research, have developed an integrated system that can capture the carbon dioxide and convert it into solar fuel cell. That is, capture carbon dioxide and convert it into solar fuel. They have named this process as artificial photosynthesis AP, which they feel can aid mitigate effects of emissions made by use of fossil fuels. The artificial photosynthesis harnesses solar energy and converts the captured carbon dioxide to carbon monoxide using photosensitizer. That is, the artificial photosynthesis harnesses the solar energy and converts the captured carbon dioxide to carbon monoxide using the photosensitizer, which can be used as a fuel for internal combustion engines. Here, scientists are essentially conducting the same fundamental processes in natural photosynthesis but with simpler nanostructures. The process of converting CO2 into solar fuel also generates oxygen from water. That is, see, artificial photosynthesis harnesses the solar energy and converts the captured carbon dioxide to carbon monoxide using a photosensitizer. This carbon monoxide can be used as a fuel for internal combustion engines. Here, scientists are essentially conducting the fundamental processes in natural photosynthesis but with simpler nanostructures. This process of converting carbon dioxide into solar fuel also generates oxygen from water. That is, it generates oxygen from water. National Technical Textiles Mission. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs in 2020 approved the setting up of National Mission on Technical Textiles. Outlay 1100 crores, 1500 crores to position the country as a global leader in technical textiles and increase the use of technical textiles in the domestic market. The mission will be implemented for 4 years from 2020 21. Next 4 years. It is global leader in the technical textiles. The first component will focus on research, development and innovation and will have an outlay of nearly 1000 crore. And the research will be both fiber level and application based in geo, agro, medical, sports and mobile textiles and development of biodegradable technical textiles. The second component will be promotion of development of market for technical textiles. Market research. The mission will be aimed at taking domestic market size to 40 billion to 50 billion by 2024. And in the 40 billion to 2024 వరకు 50 billion వరకు తీసుకెళ్తుంది. The third component will focus on export promotion so that the technical exports from the country reach from nearly 14,000 crore now to 20,000 crore. The third component will focus on the export promotion so that the technical exports from the country reach from the 14,000 crore now to 20,000 crore by 2021-22 and secure 10% average growth every year till the mission ends. The last component will be on the education, training and skill development. Technical textiles are defined as textile materials and products manufactured primarily for their technical performance and functional properties rather than aesthetic and decorative character. That is, functional properties and technical performance will be there rather than aesthetic and decorative characteristics. Depending upon their application areas, technical textiles products are divided into 12 broad categories like agrotech, biotech, agrotech, buildtech, cloth tech, geotech, home tech, indotech, mobile tech, meditech, protech, sports tech, ecotech and pactech. High electron mobility transistors, HEMT. High electron mobility transistors. Indian scientists have developed high reliable HEMT from gallium nitride. High electron mobility transistor from gallium nitride. The first ever indigenous HEMT device and is useful in electrical cars and locomotives. The transmission and other areas require high voltage and high frequency switching. This would reduce the cost of importing such stable and efficient transistors required in power electronics. So that is used in power electronics. It will also make India self-reliant in power transistor technology. HEMT, high electron mobility transistors, is normally off device and can switch currents up to 4 amperes and operates at nearly 600 volts. HEMTs are used in integrated circuits as digital on-off switches. HEMT transistors are able to operate at higher frequencies than ordinary transistors. That is, operate at higher frequencies up to a millimeter wave frequencies and are used as high frequency products such as cell phones, satellite television receivers and voltage converters and radar equipment. They are widely used as satellite receivers in low power amplifiers, that is used as satellite receivers and in low power amplifiers and in defense industries. So, digital green certificate. European Commission has unveiled a digital green certificate by European Commission that would allow EU citizens who have been vaccinated, tested negative, or recovered from COVID-19 to travel more freely within the bloc. The digital document will contain a QR code and can be carried on a mobile phone. It has deliberately not been called a vaccine passport. Not been called a vaccine passport because some member states felt that would discriminate against those who had not yet been offered a shot. All the EU citizens, a third country nationals who are legally staying in EU will be able to use these digital certificates and thereby will be exempted from free movement restrictions. Those who issue these certificates, the certificate can be issued by authorities including the hospitals, testing centers and health authorities. What is the need for such a document? In the EU and across the world, the tourism industry has been severely impacted due to the spread of the disease. Many countries have therefore been contemplating digital certificates or passports that will be proof that a person has been vaccinated or has been recovered from COVID-19. In February, Israel became the first country to issue such certificates, vaccine passports, that will allow vaccinated individuals to use some facilities and attend the events. What are aluminium air batteries? The state-owned Indian Oil Corporation has entered into a joint venture with Israel-based battery technology startup Phinergy Battery Technology to develop an aluminium air technology-based battery systems for electric vehicles and stationary storage, as well as hydrogen storage solutions. Aluminium air technology-based battery systems. What is aluminium air battery? Aluminium air batteries utilize oxygen in the air, which reacts with the aluminum hydroxide solution to oxidize the aluminum and produce electricity. That is, oxygen in the air reacts with aluminum hydroxide to oxidize the aluminum and produce electricity. Lower cost and more energy dense alternative to lithium-ion batteries, which are currently in the widespread use for electric vehicles in India, offer much greater range of 400 km or more per battery compared to lithium-ion batteries, 400 km or more per battery energy dense, and lithium-ion battery, which currently offer a range of lithium-ion batteries range is nearly 150 to 200 km per full charge. The aluminum plate is an aluminum battery is converted. The aluminum plate in an aluminum battery is converted into aluminum trihydroxide. That is, the aluminum plate in an aluminum air battery is converted into aluminum trihydroxide over time, and that the aluminum can be reclaimed from the aluminum trihydroxide. Aluminum can be reclaimed from aluminum trihydroxide or even traded directly for the industrial uses. Aluminum air batteries cannot be recharged like lithium-ion air batteries. Therefore, larger scale use of the aluminum air battery based vehicles would require the wide availability of the battery swapping stations. Why is this technology important for India's EV push? Currently, India is largely dependent on imports of lithium-ion batteries from China for electric vehicles, and lithium imports from China, lithium-ion batteries, China. So a viable alternative to lithium-ion batteries and the boost to domestic manufacture of batteries will help meet the India's growing demand for energy storage. We know that PSLV C-51 launch, right? PSLV C-51 was recently launched by the ISRO. This was the 53rd flight of ISRO launch vehicle and the first dedicated mission of its commercial arm, New Space India Limited. The mission was undertaken under a commercial arrangement with Spaceflight Inc. US. It carried 19 satellites, including the Brazil's optical Earth observation satellite Amazonia 1 and 18 co-passenger satellites, 5 from India and 13 from US. Amazonia 1 is the first fully Brazilian-made satellite which would help monitor the Amazon forest. Amazonia 1 are injected into the precise orbit of 758 kilometers in a sun-synchronous polar orbit. The The satellites from India are SDSat, Satish Dhawan satellite, built by Space Kits India Limited, and it has been engraving. It has an engraving of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the top panel. A nanosatellite intended to study the radiation levels, space weather, and demonstrate the long-range communication satellites. A nanosatellite and UnitySat, a combination of the three satellites for providing radio relay services. Another satellite belonging to the DRDO. Bhagavad Gita was also sent on board an SD card to give the scripture, which teaches oneness as highest form of unity, the highest honor. SD card Bhagavad Gita was also sent on board via SD card, which teaches oneness as the highest form of unity, the highest honor. So synchronous equatorial orbit. There are many orbits like equatorial orbit, polar orbit, sun synchronous orbit, elliptical orbit, and geosynchronous orbit. So PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, is an indigenously developed expandable launch system of ISRO. It comes in category of medium lift launchers, PSLV. Medium lift launchers, which with a reach of up to various orbits including geosynchronous transfer orbit and lower Earth orbit, polar sun synchronous orbit. All operations of PSLV are controlled from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. What is the difference between the PSLV and the GSLV? India has two operational launchers, PSLV and GSLV. PSLV was developed to launch low Earth orbit satellites into polar and sun synchronous orbits. It has since provided its versatility by launching geosynchronous and lunar interplanetary spacecraft successfully. Actually, it was prepared for low Earth orbit satellites into polar and sun synchronous, but it proved its versatility by launching the geosynchronous, lunar, and interplanetary spacecraft successfully. On the other hand, GSLV was developed to launch the heavier INSAT class of geosynchronous satellites into the orbit. It is the third and the final stage. GSLV uses indigenously developed cryogenic upper stage. Cryogenic upper stage is also being used. See, PSLV is used for low orbit satellites, but it can also show its versatility by launching geosynchronous, lunar, and interplanetary spacecraft successfully. But GSAT is prepared to launch the heavier INSAT series of geosynchronous satellites. And also indigenously developed cryogenic upper engine is also cryogenic upper stage is being used in the GSLV. What is NISAR? A joint Earth observation mission of NASA and ISRO. NASA and ISRO are collaborating on developing a satellite called NISAR. The satellite will be launched in 2022 from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, into a near polar orbit. It will scan the globe every 12 days over the course of its 3-year mission of imaging the Earth's land, ice, and sea ice to give an unprecedented view of the planet. That is, scan the globe every 12 days. 3-year mission. It detects movements of the planet's surface as small as 0.4 inches over areas about half the size of the tennis court. NASA will provide one of the radars of the satellite, a high-rate communication subsystem for science data, GPS receivers, and a payload data subsystem. ISRO will provide spacecraft bus and radars, provide one of the radars of the satellites, and high communication subsystem for science data, GPS receivers, and a payload data subsystem. ISRO will provide the spacecraft bus. The second type of radar called S-band radar. ISRO will provide S-band radar and the launch vehicle and associated launch services. NISAR will be equipped. NISAR will be equipped with the largest reflector antenna ever launched by the NASA, and its primary largest reflector antenna, and first ever launched by the NASA, and its primary goal include tracking subtle changes in the Earth surface, spotting warming signs of imminent volcanic eruptions, helping to monitor groundwater supplies, and tracking the rate at which ice sheets are melting. Synthetic aperture radar. The name NISAR is a short form for NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar. It refers to synthetic aperture radar that NASA will use to measure the changes on the surface of the Earth. Essentially, a synthetic aperture radar refers to a technique for producing high-resolution images. Because of the precision, the radar can penetrate clouds, darkness, which means that it can collect data day and night in any weather. FSSAI guidelines on genetically modified organism crops. FSSAI issued an order on February 8th setting the permissible limit FSSAI for genetically modified organisms on imported crops at 1%. However, the trade organization have said that this threshold is unacceptably high. It amounts to an advocacy for zero presence of GMO in food and some other consumables. See, our FSSAI is telling that GMO content from the imported foods at 1%. That is a permissible limit for GMO in imported food at 1%. However, the trade organizations have said that is unacceptably high. It amounts to an advocacy for zero presence of GMO in food and some other consumables. GMO regulation in India. The task of regulating the GMO levels in imported consumables was initially with a genetically engineering appraisal committee under the Environment Ministry, but its role in this was diluted with an enactment of FSSAI Act 2006, and FSSAI was taken over the approvals of the imported goods and was asked to take over the approvals of the imported goods. What are genetically modified organisms? Transgenic organisms. Genetically modified organisms are called transgenic organisms. In genetically modified organisms, genetic material is altered or artificially introduced using genetic engineering techniques. Genetic modification involves mutation, insertion, or deletion of the genes. Inserted genes usually come from different organism, that is Bt cotton. The inserted gene usually come from a different organism, that is in Bt cotton. Bt genes come from Bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis are inducted. Genetic modification is done to induce a desirable new trait which does not actually naturally occur in the species. GM techniques used are biological and medical research, production of pharmaceutical drugs, experimental medicine, gene therapy, agriculture, gold in rice and Bt cotton, genetically modified bacteria to produce protein insulin, to produce biofuels from some GM bacteria. India-Japan agree for greater cooperation in patent verification. India-Japan have agreed to recognize each other's offices to act as mutually as competent international searching and international preliminary examining authority. That is ISA or IPA, International Searching and International Preliminary Examining Authority for any international patent application filed with them. This decision was taken during the recent review meet of Patent Prosecution Highway Program. Patent Prosecution Highway Program. About the Patent Prosecution Highway Program. The Patent Prosecution Highway Program is a set of initiatives for providing accelerated patent prosecution procedures by sharing information between some patent offices. How it works? This would allow some patent office to demand fast tracking of his patent application by showing that his product or processes has already been granted a patent in Japan. Under this pilot program, Indian Patent Office may receive patent applications in certain specified technical fields only, namely electrical, electronics, computer science, information technology, physics, civil, mechanical, textiles, automobiles, and metallurgy. This patent prosecution program would lead to following benefits for the Indian IP office: reduction in time to dispose the patent applications, reduction in pendency of patent applications, improvement in quality of search and examination of patent application, and opportunity for Indian inventors, including MSMEs and startups of India, to get accelerated examination of their patent applications in Japan. Why Center wants cryptocurrency holdings mandatorily disclosed in ROC filings? The Corporate Affairs Ministry has announced companies will have to disclose any holdings of or dealings in cryptocurrencies or virtual currencies in their financial statements. Find financial statements filed with the register of companies. What does this inclusion indicate? This is a major step towards regulating the crypto assets in India and will bring in a lot of transparency in reporting or filing of crypto investments. So far, the government was planning to ban them. Cryptocurrencies are what are cryptocurrencies? See, cryptocurrencies are digital currencies in which See, the cryptocurrencies are the digital currencies in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units of currency. That is, cryptocurrencies are digital currencies in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the units of currencies and verify the transfer of funds and operating independently of central bank. Examples: Bitcoin and Ethereum.